dark, waiting for the spark that would soaked in the blood. Their hands join in the mud. The ember gently glowed. The spark took to their clothes. The flames kept on rising higher. They stood in the fire, burned with desire, love and emotion. They danced with devotion. They stood in the fire, burned with desire, love and emotion. They danced with devotion. They stood in the fire. Tighter than before, they still want something more. Heat dries out the skin as their patience grows thinner, thinner than before, as they want even more, as they share in this fire. They stood in the fire, burn with desire, love and emotion. They dance with devotion. They stood in the fire, burn with desire, love and emotion. They dance with devotion. Stood in the fire, burn with desire, love and emotion. Dance with devotion. Stood in the fire.
motherfucker, now we about to turn it up. Motherfucker, now we about to...
Hello and welcome to Amethyst Racing. It's Brazil Tier 2. The championship can be won today. Skowski just has to score a few more points and it becomes out of reach for Soybean. Will Skowski be able to do it here at Interlagos? At Brazil? Or will Bean be able to keep himself in the title hunt? We got 18 drivers racing today as we get ready to go underway here in this qualifying. There are some notable returns who haven't been racing for a while. We have Alfred Monk, who has returned after a hiatus of consuming alcohol. Ben Cassie once again reserves in Tier 2. McWilliams back on the track. Binder has returned. Van Loon looking to continue and score some more points this season. Vlad Rosu, who is not going to be retaining his championship and falling once again to the Amethyst championship curse of unable to win the second. But the one you all will be looking for is Mr. Not Conor Ratcliffe. I finally get revenge for him calling me Fluke Martin on stream for ages. So it's not Connor. He's reserving today in Tier 2. He hasn't been driving for over a season. And he's back for Tier 2 to see where he can put his car. But the driver who is most slightly leading the train, as per the norm, is going to be Patrick Kidgel as we get ready to ride on board with Patrick Kidgel for this first lap of Tier 2 qualifying. And Kidgel is probably doing a second burn lap. I have been mugged off. Kidgel is still not doing a lap. So it will be possibly Ule will be looking to play the ultimate team role with Simon Ule. He's also not pushing. Is it going to be Loadman? No. That's also not Loadman. That's Harris. Loadman, is Loadman pushing? I think Loadman is on a push. So Loadman will be the first car to set a competitive lap here today. And the curse of whoever I switch to strikes again as Loadman has beached it. So Loadman beaches it in qualifying. If someone could click that for me. So who is on a lap right now? Van Loon is on an out lap. Hugendorn on an out lap. McWilliams might be, as Ule does set the fastest lap, but that is not a competitive lap. He'll be starting his lap now, though. As Cassie does improve, but Rosu beats him straight away. And Bean throws his gauntlet down to Skowski, saying, this is the time I'm going to start off with. Where are you? As Binder goes P5. And I believe that is Monk. Monk makes collision with his teammate. Drunky Monkey. Drunky Monkey once again has returned to take an L. Can we get some Drunky Monkey in the chat? Why is Rolf taking an L? As Kidgel goes P2, Ule has gone into up to P4 with his second lap. Hugendorn P5. Ratcliffe can only imagine amalgamate a P6 currently. As Nick Mangano puts it P4, beating off Hugendorn. As Mans outdoes Ratcliffe. But where is Skowski? Skowski is about to start his lap now. Let's ride on board with the current leader in the points. What can Kasper Skowski do? Through turn 5 and up the big hill into turn 6. You want to be as much power as you can, then swing it around, late on the brakes, pull it in to second or third gear for turn 7. Then it's a quick blast of energy into the long left hander of turn 8, then through into turn 9 comes Skowski. There's a Haas in front of him. The Haas will need to move out the way and does so smartly onto the grass. Goes, I believe that might have been Hull. as we now come through the penultimate corner with just one left kink to go. Where can Skalski put it? Right on the limit. Skalski sets the fastest lap, beating Bean by 300ths. And we've got a retirement. Loadman's had a crash. Let's see if Skalski's car can spot this crash of Loadman. Looks like he's lost it between turns 4 and 5. We're not going to see. Maybe a little bit too much curb on exit of turn 4 has sent him straight into the wall at turn 5. As now we're going to switch to hole into the pit. So it's going to be Cassie. Cassie starting his lap. Van Loon at the moment on an out lap. Monk in P4, but does have a 5 place for hitting the rear of Bean. Nice. Not Connor out for another lap. Currently only P10 for Not Connor. He had no idea I was doing this, by the way. This was just a little bit of revenge for all the Fluke Martins. As we look to see who is on a lap. McWilliams has started his out lap. We do indeed do a little bit of trolling. Matthews currently P15 in the pits, so it's going to be Harris, I think, starting his lap. Although, on another fuel burn, who is on a lap? Oh, great. Do I still have one more? I kind of saved it for the shoey that I'm expecting to have to do after the stream with Skalski. I have a beer somewhere in my room, ready for the shoey with Skalski. But I've also got to find the shoe that I was going to do. Ah, there it is. I'll probably do it in my work shoe though, because doing it in fucking hiking shoes is not really doable. So I'll do it in my work shoe. I'm drinking Coke now though, so we're still vibing. As Harris now going to start his lap. Through the centre S's, Harris comes. Harris, known as the Spin Man. He really puts the S's in his name. As meanwhile, Vlad Rosu has gone up to P3 again. Best in Kizel's time. Monk currently P5. Monk has always been a bit of a Brazil merchant. We'll see if he can keep it up. As we're going to quickly switch to McWilliams, who is coming towards the line now. McWilliams goes P5 at that time. McWilliams pulling a rabbit out of a hat in his penultimate race. Putting Amethyst for what is at least going to be a season. We're believing he's at least having one season as an off season while he focuses on real life stuff. And it will just be team peeing. As meanwhile, Alex Harris beats Skalski's time. And Harris puts his name at the front of the list. As Mans Vandenberg goes P8. Connor only P13. And Skalski's retired. Mans. Where's Skalski? Skalski's dropped it. On the exit of turn 3. The man who could have won the title here today is out in qualifying. I think he's gobbled a little bit too much curb between turns 2 and 3, and his car is just pinged out into the wall. And Skowski, who has been beaten by the drunk man currently time-wise, Monk, flying in Brazil. I heard he's off to the favelas after for some cheap hookups. As Kizil now goes faster than Skowski as well. But Monk's pace, we haven't seen Monk this fast all season. He must have a date with a Brazilian girl after this race, the way he's flying around the track. Monk, we know you like your alcohol. Tell me, how much have you paid, lad? Because there's no way they're just, you know. Meanwhile, we're going to go to, I think it might be Rolf on track. It is indeed very tight at the top. In fact, it's very tight all the way down into P15. The top 14 separated by less than a second. As Van Loon starts us on his lap, let's see what Rolf can do. Rolf, currently P16, will be looking to put a big lap in here today. He's got a clear track ahead. Connor being washed, only P13 currently. Rolf smoothly applying the throttle round turn 6. We call him the smooth operator. Rolf has always been silky smooth on the throttle. They say that he brings his ball control from the football pitch and uses the same foot control on the throttle, and he's got hand control because he's also good with balls. But Van Loon not finding time in sector 1, but does find time in sector 2, and then comes into the pits and cock blocks everyone. So, and Nick's also into the pits. The Haas isn't though. The Haas of, I'm going to assume Hull. Hull is going to start his lap now. So let's ride on board with Marcel Hull. Winner in Mexico. Gets a big snap between turn 1 and 2 of the Center S. So may have already lost a tenth or two. As he comes now towards turn 4. Almost botching him out on that curb. Really pushing to find whatever pace he can. And he's pulled out. Pull out game on point for Marcel Hull. So, who is going to be starting us on our lap? Let us see. Ule going to have to be doing a big team role here today. He's not pushing though. So maybe Hull's going to take us for another lap. I think Hull going to go again. He has finally set a time. 2 cars have crashed in this qualifying session. As a hole now taking us through the tricky technical Sector 2 into the sharpest corner on the track. Turn 11, I believe that is. Then you want to be full beans around turn 12, and then it's going to be taking this as wide as possible. You agreed for a little bit of curb on entry, take as much curb on exit. We saw Timo Glock going slow on that corner. It cost Massa his title. As here we go, Marcel Hell now is going to be setting a lap. And Hell goes P7, besting not Conor Ratcliffe. He was in P7, he's now P8, and Harris was retired. Is that a crash? No, it's not. It's just not enough time to get around the track once again. And we see a gaggle of cars all starting their laps. But we're going to see if Rolf is on lap now. He's going to have to be. Rolf going to have to be doing a big push. It looks like Hull's actually crashed. McWilliams, currently 9th. Yeah, Hull has actually binned it. So Marcel Hell, unable to control the car, has put it in the wall. But here we have Van Loon looking to improve. Currently P17, green in Sector 1. As Binder runs wide there, further back. Rolf Van Loon would looking to have a stellar Brazil. And Connor's retired in the pits. As here we have Rolf now rounding the final corner. Just got that kink to go. Does well not to invalidate there. Right on the limit. And Van Loon gets past Matthews. Next up is going to be his teammate Hugendorn, currently running in 13th. Where can Hugendorn put it? Hugendorn goes 12th. Next up is going to be Marco, who now has invalidated. So it'll be McWilliams, currently P10. McWilliams stays P10. It's going to be Cassie. Cassie doesn't seem to have improved. Binder doesn't improve. It's going to be Bean. No, it's going to be Monk. Monk says the fastest lap was Matthews goes P12. Now it's going to be Kizel. What can Kizel answer? Kizel goes fastest. Can Bean put it all together? And Bean can't. Bean only P4. So Kizel gets the fastest lap, beating Monk by 0.04. Oh, hello there. As there's the back end of the field, Lodeman having a moment. Unable to do what he would have wanted. Monk does indeed have a 5th place. He's currently disputing whether or not it should be allowed. As we're going to get ready to go underway for this sprint race. 12 laps around the Brazilian track. Kizel predicted that he was going to get a P2, but he's done one better and gone top of the qualifying. Monk showing, though, that he has got pace around Brazil. We haven't seen Monk this fast for a good while. We're about to get underway. The 5 lights are out. And away we go. Kizel doesn't look like he's got a good start. Monk might have got him there. But in fact, it's going to be Harris looking to apply the pressure on Monk. Harris is on soft tyres. Harris and Cassie both start soft. It's going to be Bean and Harris getting side by side further back as we follow through the field. Looks like everyone cleanly through the S's though. As Bean battling Harris. Rosu right behind. Bean with the inside. Harris on the outside. And Skowski further behind there in P6. We want him to get past as Bean gets Harris on the start. So currently it's going to be Kizel leading Monk with Bean just behind. Harris with now Rosu behind. Hole has got past. Hole and Skowski battling it out. As we see there, McWilliams makes a move on Connor Ratcliffe. Connor gets past by Oliver McWilliams, and McWilliams gets past on the former Tier 1 champion. And we're looking to hunt down Mans Vandenberg in next, as he gets a bit of a snap on the exit there. But so far, everyone cleanly through. And now it looks like Nick Mangano making a move on Connor. And he does so, but back to the front, because Monk is putting the pressure on Kizel. These two haven't battled for a while. And we're going to make sure that everyone has their telemetry on. Kizel good, Monk good, Bean good, Harris wearing them softs quite a bit. Rosu fine, Skowski fine, Hole fine, Ule doing fine, Vandenberg fine, McWilliams fine, Mangano fine, Cassie's softs also wearing a little bit higher. As Van Loon brings up the rear, everyone's tyres are showing. Everyone has been good. But we're going to ride on board here with Monk. As he's staring down the rear of that Ferrari. Bean and Harris starting to drop Rosu off. But Bean outside of a second on his teammate. But Kizu was flying, but Harris on them softs, definitely putting the softs to use. As I believe, will DRS be open now is the question. And the DRS is now going to be active. So, Will Monk is gaining on Kizel. Not close enough to make a move here though. As meanwhile, Bean under pressure from Harris. Skowski P6. Currently, as things stand, will Skowski win the championship in the sprint? Is anyone here able to do maths for me? I need a mathematician to help me out. Duck, just take the top two scores and add the points they're going to get from the sprint. And if Skowski's got 50 points or more over Bean, Skowski wins. That's all you've got to do, lad. All you got to do. As meanwhile, Monk, once again, will have the DRS for Kizel. The front two pulling away from the rest of the field. As further back, Harris thinking about a move there on Bean. Harris looks for the inside and Connor's retired. Connor's out. Connor and Matthews have crashed and we've got a safety car. So Connor and Matthews both out, the McLaren and the Mercedes. So currently it's going to be Kizel leading, Monk in P2, Bean in P3, Harris P4, P5 for Vlad, and P6 for Skowski. So Skowski currently scoring 3 points, Bean scoring 6. So as things stand, Skowski wins the title. Skowski only needs 1 point. Skowski can win it here. As things stand, Skowski will be your Tier 2 champion during this sprint race. Basically, I didn't realise where or where not they were. As we see the back markers have gone for soft tyres, fresh softs on them. Oh. So currently Skowski is going to be winning the title here. Bean has to score maximum points. But his safety car does give a good chance for them to score. For him to score some more points. As surely the safety car will be in this lap, as we got 4 soft runners at the back. Hugendorf, Van Loon, Binder and Lodeman taking a gamble. And yes, the safety car will be in. So Kizel will be getting us underway. As we're about to get underway, when will Kizel choose to bolt? He's going to have a train of cars behind him. And he's gone. He's gone. Has he been able to get the jump on Monk? Monk. Harris doesn't get a good start there. Harris defending off Vlad. And it also looks like Skowski and Hull side by side. The battle for P6. And Marcel Hull gets past Skowski. Hull now looking for a drive on Vlad Rosu. Wheel to wheel, and Hull gets 2 cars. Gets the current defending and the guy leading the Drivers' Championship in the space of one sector. Marcel Hull on a charge. Back to the front though, because Kizel still has 2 hungry Williams behind him. Harris able to hold off for P4 as things stand. Hull up into P5. P6 for Rosu, 7 for Skowski, and Ule rounds out the points paying positions as you see McWilliams battling Vandenberg. McWilliams wanting to get himself into a position where he can maybe look to score a few more points. But here we go, we're going to go on to start, we're going to be about to start lap 8 now. And what can he do? Can Monk... Oh, and Kizel spins! And he collects Monk, and now Bean goes through! Bean up into P1, Harris to P2. And P3, everyone dropping down the order now. As McWilliams is now side by side with Monk. Monk with damage. Was that contact, or did Kizel just lose it himself? Monk loses a position to McWilliams. Monk with damage though. So Bean now leads with Harris in P2, Hole in P3, and Rosu P4. Skowski up into P5. And he has Ule behind as a rear gunner. We got another safety car. This is going to do favours for Harris's tyres, who's wearing them quite hard, but these safety cars giving him a nice little break so he can at least preserve them a little. He's got over 10% more wear than the medium runners. And Hull has been looking very racy. Might be looking to gain another position on this next safety car restart. But we're going to expect to see Monk into the pits and a few others as well. We see Cassie into the pits and Kizyul into the pits there. So Bean will be leading us during this safety car period. Monk with a 5th place as well, currently in P14. His start to his brilliant Brazil has gone down the drain. I'm expecting to see a ticket about it as well. Oh, I need a fan on. Holy fuck, it's hot. Is my fan audible? Do let me know. But the safety car not in this lap. Okay, thank God. Because my room is currently hot. So I think we're going to be having a 3-lap sprint in this sprint. I just didn't want everyone to hear my fan. I would have turned my fan off if you guys could hear it. Oh, my wrist fucking kills. Oh, you bastard. My wrist fucking hurts. Safety car, though, going to be in this lap. So Bean will now lead us off. Bean with Harris behind. Marcel Hull, who's been on charge. The big gainers here. Bean up 3, but Hull up 5. Lodeman up 8. Vandenberg up 4. Nick Mangano also up 5. The big losers, Monk and Kizyul, after that turn 1 incident. As for a second there, it did look like a bit of swapping of places there. But a lot of soft runners now. The soft runners be looking to get the jump as Bean's gone. Harris having to defend off Hull and Rosu. Hull goes so deep. Harris just about holding off the charging cars. Oh, Jesus Christ, Hull. But Bean is absolutely gone. Rosu is now up into P3. Harris did not get a good start there. Skowski now in P4. Ule P5. Ule trying to do his best defensive work here as Hull is now side by side with Vandenberg. Hull looks when we got the insiders. Oh my days! Who's that gone round? It's McWilliams. That was a monster accident we saw in the background there. As also Monk. Monk has spun. Drunky Monkey has returned. But it will be Bean leading us off. But it's not going to matter as things stand because Skowski's Nick Mangano has crashed. Oh my days. What's happened? Cassie seems to have had an incident with Nick Mangano and it looks like Loadman as well. There's chaos going all around here at the end of this sprint race. But currently Bean leads. Harris in second. Them softs must be dead. And dead they are. He's having to park his car. As we got Balad leading, who is currently going to be set to be crowned the champion of Tier 2. Bean driving his heart out, but it's not going to matter. It couldn't be Man City. I would have cared more of you destroying Man City, but you're not. Rosu will be looking for a move on Harris. Skowski in P4, P5, Ule holding up people behind. No one is going to be threatening to make a move here on Skowski. Bean now, Riot goes round the final corner, hits the banked kink. Bean wins the sprint, but it's not going to matter because Skowski crosses the line and Kasper Skowski is your Tier 2 champion, ladies and gentlemen. With that 5 points for Skowski, he is now your Tier 2 champion. Kasper Skowski, bow your head. You are now a champion here in Amethyst. Says the Tier 2 guy who won in Tier 3. But Skowski is your champion. A chaotic end to that race as we saw drivers going all over the place. Someone rear-ended McWilliams and McWilliams was sent into the AFA. I didn't say you took an L, lad. And to be fair, Skowski last season wasn't this fast. Skowski's improved a lot. Ah. Skowski has shown solid improvement throughout this season. Kizyul won Bahrain, but Kizyul could have been your first 2 times champion here in Amethyst. As we're about to get ready for the main race now. 36 more laps. Will not Connor be able to actually finish the race? That is question 1. Will not Connor finish the race? Last the first challenge. As here we go, we're about to get underway for this race. We're currently in a Williams sandwich and they're off. And does Bean get the start or does Harris finally get a good start? And it looks like Bean is going to be under pressure from Harris. Side by side. Skowski side by side with Rosu as well. And Skowski looks to have got past Vlad Rosu. Skowski looking for a podium finish here. As the front two looking to drive away A lot of people on hards. The front two on mediums though. As Ule now gets past on Rosu as well. Ule having a stellar drive today. Meanwhile, not Connor is battling Monk. The drunk man and the rat walk into a bar. As Monk makes a move there on Van Loon. And further back you see Matthews looking for a move on Binder. As meanwhile for P8, Hugendorm battling Kizel side by side. And we've got yellow flags at the back there. And it looks like it's Van Loon. Yellows for Van Loon as he falls down the order. Mangano now up into 12th. Cassie down in 13th. Connor got damage. It'd only be fitting, wouldn't it? It would appear like he's got end plate damage. Connor Ratcliffe, a lap one from hell as he comes into the pits. But back to the front because it's Bean leading Harris. The two medium runners looking to pull away. But the front two, Skowski holding on fiercely. Will they be able to get a second gap over Skowski and extend together? Or is Skowski going to hold on them hards? Ule struggling to keep up with his teammate. Ule starting to form a bit of a train here behind. As Connor Ratcliffe into the pits. Starting to see a few gaps form. As Harris still hounding the rear of Bean. We're going to ride on board here with Harris. As he's approaching the rear of Bean, Harris sets the fastest lap side by side with Bean into the centre S's they go. And Bean with a much better exit around the outside. And Bean with the DRS team holds off Harris. Good bit of side by side, but this enables Skowski to keep in contention on them hard tyres. It's going to do wonders for Skowski. As meanwhile Ule has the hungry Vlad behind. With Hole in P6. Loadman currently last of the points paying positions in P10. Just behind Hugon, just ahead of Nick Mangano. There's only one Mangano on the truck today. Going to make my life a little bit easier. But the front three pulling away. As Ule looking to defend off Vlad. With Marcel Hull and Patrick Kizel just behind. As we go back to this battle. Because here we go. Harris now with the DRS looking to get past Bean on the straight. He will be ahead. But Bean now will have the DRS. And let's ride on board with Bean. As we come through the centre S's. Bean getting a much better exit out of turn 3. And we got a safety car. What's happened here? Is that for Monk? It is for Monk, who's taken off his whole front wing. How's he done that? And Connor going to come back into the pits. Drunky Monkey had a good qualifying, has an unreasonable race, and this is actually huge for the medium runners because they weren't able to drop Skowski off. And all the hard runners back, this probably saves them a little bit. So now, is there anyone going to be doing an alternate strategy here? Maybe one of the hard runners thinking about a double mediums instead. As we see Monk into the pits, probably to replace that nose, get a nose job. Maybe Drunky Monkey isn't drunk. Maybe he's high. at this point. It's too consistent to be drunk. I thought Connor was going to pit again. So let's have a look at our big gainers and big losers. Currently, Van Loon is down 6. He's currently the big loser. Nick Mangano up 4 is our big gainer. Loadman also up 3. I'm not going to say that. I'm just not going to say that. Of all the things to ask me to... That's just as bad as what Potts was trying to get me to say. As we start lap 6 now. Everyone choosing to stay out. Let's have a look how the tyres are doing. Harris's tyres running about 12%. Bean also wearing their tyres very similarly here. As Skowski on the hards also wearing his quite hard. As what on earth just happened there? Harris is out. What just happened? What? Someone tell me what the fuck just happened? Joe Willock's my boy. What's happened with the lobby? As we're about to go underway, Bean about to get us underway. I'm also not going to say that, but as Bean gets us going, further back, that are very well. There may have been some overtakes under the safety car there. But currently we're one driver out in Alex Harris, who had the fastest lap. But Bean gets an almighty getaway. Skowski now P2. Ule P3. Hull P4. Vlad P5. Vlad loses a position to Marcel Hull on that start. Currently Loadman and McWilliams P11 and P10. As Loadman now gets buck past Nick Mangano. But Bean oh, no, someone's gone round. It's Skowski. Skowski's gone round. And he's lost his whole front wing. We didn't quite catch what happened because we was looking at the leader to extend his gap, and his gap has very much been extended because Skowski has gone round. He may be champion, but he's out of the points currently now. So Ule will be having to defend off the Haas of Hull. As Vlad in P4, Kizel right behind him in P5. Kizel will be looking all over the rear of that Red Bull. So Bean has a good gap now to Ule. Skowski coming out of the pits now. And I don't know why Blood's joining. He hasn't even signed up. Be gone. But currently going to be Ule under pressure. Last season was on for the championship, and a poor string of results towards the end cost him it. His teammate was able to right the wrongs of their last 2 seasons. Duck, can you message him? I think he's still in the server. Tell him what is he doing. He hasn't even signed up. As meanwhile, further back, not Connor has just got past Binder. Penal. Penal it should be his name on the server. And there you see, going through as well, is going to be Van Loon on Binder. As Monk running extremely wide there. Going to come under pressure from Not Connor now. But Bean with an almighty lead now over the rest of the field. Their medium tyres fired up nicely now. As we see Vlad currently within the middle of this train, will be handing over his championship crown to Skowski at the end of this race. Ule under pressure here from Hull. Hull all over the rear currently of Ule. And he's gaining, deploying a little bit of battery, maybe thinking about a move here into turn 4. All over the rear there of Ule. And looks for a good drive here, both of them thinking about maybe trying to get a bit defensive. Ule parks the car in the middle of the track. Hull has to pull out of a move, but considers a dive up the inside of turn 7. Thinks better of it and slots in behind. Meanwhile, Skowski on fresh mediums is flying. Here we go. Currently the big battle is the battle for 2. Hull looks for a move around the outside of the first part of the ZOS. There's a little bit of contact. And Ule goes round. Hull. Oh, and then there's big contact. Ule collects. It was hard to see as he falls down the order. He's lost his wing. And that is Ule and Nick Mangano having a collision. And Kizil gets past Hull. Kizil up into P2. Hull down into P3. The initial contact was small, okay? The initial contact was small. And someone's gone round. It's Drunky Monkey. Drunky Monkey's in the grass. He's returned to his natural habitat. And Connor almost in the points, finally. But Kizil is indeed flying. As he seems to be dropping Hull off already. And Monk spins once again. Monk taking L's. Kizil, who has gained 7 places since the start of this race, as we see Ule and Nick Mangano into the pits. And Monk got rear wing damage. Oh boy, that's not going to do his race any favours. As we see Hull still putting the pressure on Kiziel. Vlad all over the rear of Hull, and he's got a little bit of a space to Ratcliffe made the damage. Oh man, it's not Connor. It's not Connor Ratcliffe. See? Not Connor. Not Connor. Currently battling Cassie, a tier 3 driver. Can we get some wash cliffing chats, boys? Some wash cliffing chats. We're going to ride on board though with Hull. No one in chat want to type wash cliff? I see how it is. I'll remember this. I'll remember this. Anyway, here we go. Marcel Hull. Unable to make the move there. We're going to look further back though, because it looks like side by side, Vandenberg battling with Hugendorn. Hugendorn loses out, and Lodeman possibly looking for a move as well. Hugendorn definitely struggling, running out of battery as well. They're going to be side by side into turn 4. And Hugendorn just about holds him off. In the back, you see Connor has got through and he's in into the points. He's mean to me. Connor calls me washed all the time. Beano storming away with it. Oh, shut up, fat child. Anyway, back to the action, because Hull all over the rear of Kiziel once again. Matthews in the points, looking to finally get rid of that 0 next to his name. I'm asking you guys to call him washed. He calls me washed. Just want some revenge. He's never normally there for me to give some slaps back at. As here we have the battle for P2 still. Bean has 2 corners at lead. But Kiziel always getting a much better drive than Hull here. Rosu right on the rear of Hull actually. Maybe thinking about a move. They've dropped Vandenberg off the back. It's Vandenberg looking to hold off Hugendorn. Hugendorn with a little bit of pressure from Lodeman. As Matthews and McWilliams get side by side, and Matthews has made the move on McWilliams for P8. Matthews up into the points. Although on medium tyres on an alternate strategy. But the battle for P2 rages on as Kiziel having to hold off Marcel Hull still. Whew. But Kiziel still with Hull behind. What's Bean's tyres? Bean's tyres are going to be feeling it as Monk has spun once again. He's almost at 50% already. So Bean surely into the pit soon. Because them tyres are going to be screaming at him. Kizyul, meanwhile, still with Hull behind. It'll be interesting to see what currently Aston Martin and McLaren are going to be having to play some strategy games between each other, because you're looking at undercuts and overcuts now. And I would assume the undercut will be quicker, as Matthews, first to pit from that train, switches to the hard tyre. As we follow this battle, 4P2 still. And Bean stays out another lap. And the leaders also choosing to remain out. The battle for P2 rages on. As meanwhile, Hugendorn hunting down Vandenberg with 2 Aston Martins behind, and Connor up into P9 now. That is a different Bean. That is a guy called Soybean, not Joe Bean. Joe Bean rage quit the league again. Classic Bean moments. But that isn't Connor Ratcliffe. That's not Connor Ratcliffe. Currently, this second train just off the back of the front. As we switch to the view of Rosu for this. As Matthews picks up a 3-second time penalty. First car to pick up a time penalty. The whole... Since Tier 1 drivers in, none of them had a... He calls me Fluke, but I'm called Fluke Martin on the overlay, so I'm allowed one back. Cope. Bean now into the pits, so Kizyul should be getting past him as they come into the pit box now. Oh, shut up, Swan. I'll time you out, Copium. But again, this front three, no one able to really make any moves. But Connor, meanwhile, is really fastly approaching the rear of McWilliams. Maybe looking for a move into turn 6. Thinks about moving to turn 7 as well. Has to take it a lot tighter. Will not get the exit for turn 8 he'll be looking for. Hamadir calling Connor out is hilarious. As now Kizyul leads. Will we start to see them pit? Kizyul into the pits. Hull stays out. Rosu also out. And that's Lodeman also into the pits. But Lodeman speeds in. Lodeman gets a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. And now McWilliams will be really under pressure. As Connor gets past him actually through turns 1 and 2. But McWilliams will have the DRS to answer back. Thinks about a move. Dummies to the inside. Moves to the outside. But Connor holds him off. But McWilliams gets a better drive out. Side by side now. Through turn 6 they come. It's been a while since we've seen Connor versus the McLarens versus the Astons. Season 3, I want to say. As a whole now leading the race with Rosu behind. Are they going to react to the undercut from Kizyul? Hull into the pits. Rosu into the pits. Vandenberg into the pits. Hull speeds into the pit lane though. Hugendorn also into the pits. Connor's going to get caught in the double stack. And now it's going to be Ben Cassie leading. With Van Loon, no, Soybean in P2. as Monk spins again. And Bean looks for a move up the inside of Cassie for the race lead. And Soybean back up into P1. I don't think the McLaren's double stacked. I think they managed to do the double stack properly. As now Skowski slots in between McWilliams and Connor. And Hull has overcut Kiziel. So Hull with the fresher mediums is ahead of Kiziel. The undercut did not work. So Marcel Hull now in P2. Van Loon in P3 currently. Hull in P4. I stand corrected. As Rosu drops off the back of that pair. Will be under pressure now a bit more from Vandenberg. Did not get a pit stop he would have been looking for. Matthews in that Mercedes. Currently in P9. But with a 3-second penalty and on the hard tyre. As Cassie still not pitting. Van Loon now into the pits. Monk also into the pits. Lodeman on soft tyres. It's a bold strategy. If Molly's here, I don't think Lodeman will be scoring any points today. As a whole, currently P3 having to fend off Kiziel. Rosu clawing his way back up into the picture. But Skowski has made the move on Ratcliffe. But Skowski still side by side with Connor. No, he's got past, but he defends to the inside. I reckon 2024 is going to be the decent game. Because this 2023 is going to be on the same engine. 24 is going to be on a new engine. Ben Cassie still staying out. What is bro cooking? No, 23 will be on the same engine as Ratcliffe. Goes up, back up the inside. And 23 will be on the same engine, sadly. But these two battling it out currently for P9 and P10. But the battle for P3 as the train is starting to form once again. As Lodeman sets the fastest lap on them soft tyres. Oh. And Rosu has definitely pulled himself back in and Vandenberg has held on too. So Bean with a commanding lead appears not to be in any danger. Cassie still yet to pit. I believe. Has he pit? No, Ben Cassie is the only car yet to pit. Ratcliffe, who's pit 3 times for damages, up into P9. And gaining on Matthews with that 3-second time penalty. Skowski has been passed by McWilliams. And there's contact between the pair. As McWilliams and Skowski now drop outside of the point. Skowski under pressure for Binder. In for P13 now they battle. As Bean having a quiet race. Hull starting to drop Kiziel off. Rosu with his rear flap open. May be able to put the pressure on. Thank you for the hydrate, I needed that. Might be able to put the pressure here on Kiziel, but Kiziel with the DRS as well. Holding steady on the rear of Hull there. then it's going to be Matthews in P8 with Ratcliffe fast approaching behind in P9. And there's a spin. And it's Hull. Hull's had a spin. Marcel Hell's had a moment. And he's dropped from net P2 to, I don't know where. As he waits for all the cars to come past. And Hull has retired from the race as, is that Monk? That is Monk. In the middle of nowhere. As he resets the track. Is there rain coming? What happened, Hull? What happened? And Skowski's had a crash! And we've got a safety car. Skowski's binned it. And we've got a safety car. So Bean's lead disintegrates like Thanos snaps his fingers. Skowski is your champion, but not a race he would have wanted to win his championship on. So this is a nightmare for Matthews, who was looking for good points, but with the 3-second time penalty and everyone with medium tyres. As we see Bean coming into the pits. So Matthews might not score points again. We're playing reduced as well, so Cassie here gets his free pit stop. Was in P2. Be interesting to see where he comes out. Kizzy will now be your late race leader. Vandenberg P2. Hugendorn P3. Bean will be P4. Matthews stays out on them hards. Will be P5 with a corner behind him in P6. P7 will be Ben Cassie. 8, Rosu choosing to pit for a set of soft tyres. 9th, Van Loon. And 10th, McWilliams rounding out the points paying positions currently. So Kizzy will now be leading this race, but Bean is on soft tyres. Bean looking for a spicy strategy. Cassie choosing to go medium, Rosu choosing softs. Alternate strategies all around. And this brings Loadman on fresh softs, I'd assume, back into play. How close is the rain out as well? The rain could be here in 5 minutes' time. It's definitely gotten darker. So it's still all to play for. The rain could come just in time to ruin people's races here. There hasn't been backup cars for years, I'm afraid. As we wait for the final few cars to catch up, Monk, who is a lap down. Matthews is going to need a miracle, by the way, because that 3-second penalty, with being on meat hard compared to the medium soft cars around him, I think he's going to drop down the order like a brick in a pool. Currently though, Kizel leads, Vandenberg P2, Hugendorn P3, Bean P4, Matthews P5, Ratcliffe P6. As in the background, McWilliams spins! McWilliams, I don't know if there was contact, but McWilliams has had a moment. And spins his way down to P13. I don't know what happened, boys. I really don't know what just happened. Tyre wear is a good shout. 22% on McWilliams' tyres as he's going to come into the pits now. No one's missing their tyres, Marco. We went through it already. Tyres are fine. 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 It is your telemetry. It's your telemetry app, Marco. The app that everyone uses isn't always 100% accurate. There's other apps that show it better. The one that everyone seems to use doesn't always show it correctly. Oh. Oh! I thought it was telemetry. Mother trucker. So, So currently, the front three didn't change. Bean has changed for fresh softs. How close is this rain? This rain is within 5 minutes. The rain will be falling once again. I think we're going to have a wet end to this race. Will it get wet quick enough though? As the safety car will be in this lap. The front runners, we want to get this started ASAP, I could imagine. Because if that rain comes, it's going to turn into chaos here in Brazil. Kizel bunching up the field. We'll have a Mans Vandenberg right behind him. Hugendorn right behind that. And Bean has spun it into the wall. Bean's done a bean. Bean has absolutely binned it. Soybean throws his race win out the window. Elmans, Elmans, Elmans. And Kizel really leaving it last minute. Kizel goes now. Seems to have got the jump. Hugendorn though, putting pressure on Mans Vandenberg. Connor might be looking for a move here on Matthews. Matthews on the old hards. Because it's safety car restart conditions. The game auto ghosts. And Matthews loses the position to Connor. Connor up into P4. And we chasing down Hugendorn. Meanwhile, Cassie on mediums under pressure there. From the soft runner of Rosu. Rosu makes the move around the outside. Van Loon now on the back of Cassie. And then it's going to be Ule in 9th and Binder in P10. Under pressure though from Lodeman. No McWilliams. McWilliams makes the move around the outside and there's contact. There's contact. Binder has been spun by McWilliams. But Kizel under pressure here from Vandenberg. The track looking darker and darker. Hugendorn P3. Connor outside of a second already. And Rosu has already got past Matthews. Matthews under pressure here from that train behind him. As the fresh mediums of Cassie will be definitely putting a lot of pressure here on Matthews. Cassie looking to go around the outside. Cassie looks to have made the move on Matthews. Matthews slots in behind. As Ule goes side by side there with Van Loon. And Ule around the outside of turn 2. And McWilliams slots in right behind Van Loon. But Cassie gets the move on Matthews made. No! Don't tell me what to do. It's battles all over the track, lad. We was watching an overtake. They are not overtaking at the moment. So don't tell me what to do. Copium. Because right now, Matthews is side by side with Ule. Ule gets a 3-second time penalty. And the track is looking a little bit shiny. Looks like it could rain at any moment. Ule gets the move made. Also, McWilliams has made the move on Van Loon. I'm not having you talk to me like this, Swan. You can fuck off. Actually, just do one. As here we go, Connor under pressure from Vlad. I think Vlad's going to make the move on Connor up the inside. Vlad, Rosu goes. Connor holds it around the outside through the first corner. Side by side through turn 2. Just fuck off, Swan. Literally do one. I'm not in the mood for your shit. As Bean sets the fastest lap, meanwhile, in the back, outside of the points. The Williams have had a disaster class. Vandenberg still behind Kiziel. Rosu now up into P4 on them. Softs will be looking to make a charge. Where is the rain though? The rain is still about 5 minutes out. And then it's going to be Cassie with Ule behind him. Matthews is falling down the order. And it looks like someone's had a moment. It looks like it could be Bean. No, it's Monk. Monk has had a moment. Monk falls back down the order. And it's going to be Kiziel still leading Vandenberg. Hugendorn with a hungry Rosu behind on them softs. Rosu looking very racy. I don't think Vandenberg's close enough to make a move. None of them look close enough, sadly, at the moment. As meanwhile, Cassie under pressure from Ule. With McWilliams just behind on the soft tyre. The soft tyre definitely alive right now. But they're wearing them very quickly. They're going to fade soon. As Matthews is about to be passed by Nick Mangano. As Ule goes around the outside, goes off the track though to make that move. Ule up into P6. Was enough room left is question number 1. As I think that is Monk or Bean having a spin. It would be Monk having a spin. As meanwhile the battle for the front 4 is all within about a second and a half. Connor has dropped off the back a little. As Rosu looks for a move up the inside there. Thinks better of it, pulls back out though. Kiziel still leads. Vandenberg P2. Rosu gets a monster drive on them softs. And he is passed. Hugendorn, both with the DRS. Rosu can still make a move as now Vandenberg pulls to the outside on Kiziel side by side through turn 1. Kiziel holds the inside. Might get a good enough drive. I don't think he's even in range. As with 3 laps to go for these guys. Kiziel holds the inside. Vandenberg pulls to the outside once again with the DRS. Looking for a drive into turn 4. Thinks about a move, but thinks better of it. Meanwhile, Hugendorn holding off Rosu. They're dropping a little bit off the back of the front 2 now. And Counter is catching back up. Back to the battle for the lead though, because Vandenberg getting a little bit loose in the dirty air. Almost rear ends Kiziel's rear diffuser there. And what happened to Nick Mangano? He's dropped 7 seconds off the back. Now, Matthews is battling Van Loon. Bean went from hero to 0 on the safety car. As once again, Vlad all over the rear here of Hugendorn. We're going to ride on board with Vlad as we will see the 2 in front. Vandenberg doesn't look anywhere near as close as he was last lap. Vlad with almost no battery left. And Hugendorn holding the DRS of Vandenberg to defend. And Connor is under pressure here from McWilliams. McWilliams all over the rear of Connor Ratcliffe. How is his tyres doing? They're going to be towards the end of their life frame, but he's pushing hard. We have a yellow flag for a spun Williams. I could assume that's only Monk. Oh, Monk. That is not a place to park, lad. There is no parking there, sir. And Connor really under pressure here from McWilliams. This is for P5. McWilliams up the inside. McWilliams makes the move on Connor's stick. McWilliams up the inside of turn 7. What a move. What an absolute move from Oliver McWilliams. Ule now fast approaching. As Rosu once again all over the rear of Hugendorn. We're about to enter the final lap. The rain still not here. But the rain is close. Surely the few droplets might start to fall. Could we have a wet final lap? McWilliams has already dropped Con off the back. Connor under pressure from Ule now. And that's Ben Cassie approaching the rear of this as well. Connor has been falling down the order. As back to the front, Kizu has a solid gap now to Vandenberg. Vandenberg who is being pulled in by Hugendorn and Vlad Rosu. Will anyone make a hero move? Connor's side by side with Ule coming into turn 6 now. Connor squeezed to the inside. Ule on the outside. Ule with a 3-second penalty though. Connor that only needs to stick with him realistically. Vandenberg. Oh, Vlad spins! Vlad drops it. McWilliams goes up into P4. And Vlad will drop down the order. Connor gets through. Your race leader though will be Kiziel. Kiziel. And the rain is falling. The rain is falling right now. But Patrick Kiziel is going to win in Brazil. P2 for Vandenberg. P3 for Hugendorn. McWilliams gets a 5-second time penalty. Oh, McWilliams gets a... Connor gets P4. P5 for Rosu. 6 for Cassie. 7 for Ule. 8 for McWilliams. Van Loon P9. And Matthews scores a point in P10. P11 will be Nick Mangano. P12 will be Binder. 13th for Soybean. No, Loadman gets 13th. Bean is gonna do some burnouts. Please say Monk hits him. Please say Monk hits him. Oh, that would have been so funny. Monk with another front wing to pay. But Kizu is your race winner. Oh my days. Oh boy. But here is Patrick Kiziel doing the griddy. Starts P9, finishes P1. P2 for Mans Vandenberg. P3 for Hugendorn. Hugendorn once again on the podium. They spray their champagne. Oh, we're about to get... I reckon there's going to be a lot of tickets from this race. But there we have it. There are the current standings of where people finished. We better get ready for the interviews. Bing bong. We are waiting for... Hopefully Skowski will come up here first. It would appear not. So let's get Patrick Kizu up first then. Kizu, you win in Brazil. You finally done it. You said you were cursed here. You broke the curse.
Yeah, man, I fucking practiced this shit out of this track, man. Fucking finally.
It really showed. You and Monk were different levels in qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair with you, I was expecting myself to put... If I put a really good lap together, I was expecting a 0.250. But I was surprised that I was good enough for pole. But I think Skowski, DNFing, also played a big factor because I think it wasn't that hard to beat a 0.4 whatever I did.
But you win here. You finally get your win in Brazil.
Yeah, man, it's a shame. It's a shame I didn't get a sprint race, but, you know, at least I got the race win.
And that's an absolute solid race. It looked like it was thrilling racing from start to finish.
Yeah, it was. I also liked the overtakes I did. I wasn't, you know, wasting any time. Even though we were in a DRS train, I was using like, you know, 50% of my battery just to get past one dude that could possibly, you know, re-overtake me easily. But, you know, I had nothing to lose after the sprint race, so I was just going for it.
And it was a monster drive. Abu Dhabi next. The constructors are still up to play for. How are you feeling for the constructors? Because as you know, as a former TP, you know how important the constructors are.
Yeah, I know how important it is, but last time I had a look at the constructors, I think we were a bit far away, so it will be hard to, you know, jump the McLaren or the whatever team is ahead of us. If it is McLaren, then they've scored really good points. Also, well done, Radcliffe. I'm so proud of you. But yeah, I will not. Also, speaking about Abu Dhabi, I'm not gonna be racing in Abu Dhabi because I'm gonna be going on vacation. So I'll leave the constructors to Souvenirs and Mangano.
Oh, fair enough. Is there anything else you would like to say then before we go down? And there's a certain someone we want to get up.
I would like to say well done to Skowski for winning the championship, and yeah, no problem for giving Bean 5 seconds last race.
Well, congratulations and well done on your race win here in Brazil, Kizil.
Thank you, Martin.
We'll see you not next week. We'll probably see you in a few weeks' time then.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we're gonna bring up Skowski.
Hi.
You have won the Drivers' Championship.
Oh my god.
You are now a champion. You've finally done it.
Third time's the charm.
Third time is
Finally.
indeed the charm. You do it with a race to spare. You did it in the sprint race. You was 1 point away, and you
Yeah.
made it happen.
I mean, right now I'm just speechless. I mean, I still can't believe it. It finally happened. Oh my god.
A few bin moments in Brazil.
Yeah.
The guy that does the
I mean, yeah. On the main race, I was just racing for the fun, celebrating it. And sorry, Doug, for spending £2 million so easily.
it's coming out of your pockets.
Of course. Yeah. I'm very happy that it happened. And like I said, I'm just speechless.
And I don't know what to say now. I guess you're going to be doing a shoey.
If you're doing it with me.
I will get a shoe to do a shoey. I knew this was coming.
I refuse to miss it this time.
Exactly.
We'll do it after this race. I will get a shoe and I will do it.
Thank you.
Exactly.
But congratulations. And I think you guys... What are the constructors looking like?
It's not one yet. We counted
We
it.
are
above McLaren by 32 points, and we need
30
to basically
35. I recounted 35.
35. So we need basically a P5 in the next race to have it 100%.
So the constructors are still to play for. There's still something up to grabs for you boys coming into Abu Dhabi. And is there anything else you guys would like to say before we go down to P2?
I would like to say something.
Go for it.
I would like to thank you, everyone, for such a season, as I'm not gonna be racing in Abu Dhabi, probably for the same reason as Kishel. It was up and downs season, basically, but yeah, very well driven from all of you. And congrats, Luke Matthews, on your first points of the season. You deserve them, for sure. And I will just wish you all good luck in Abu Dhabi.
If I may add something from myself.
Yep, go for it.
So I would like to say a thing about my season in general, because I know it didn't look that stellar, but after all, I was the driver that closed it today. I mean, almost closed it, because we didn't close the constructors yet, but well, big play from Skalski, and I just want to say that I'm sorry to disappoint all the people that I gained support in season 5 fighting for Rosu. Funnily enough, we had small battle on the track, so the memory is flooded, man. The memory is flooded. But just one small word from me is that I was trying to, to pay back for that. So I tried everything. I was net P1 at one moment until some drivers proved that they're not clowns, they're entire circus. And funnily speaking, all my warnings I received for track limits were caused by somebody pushing me off the track. So actually, in the end, I can say I got none. So I didn't get time penalty, and I did last to fourth, which I'm proud of. And it just shows that I'm still here, and maybe I'm gonna throw a gauntlet next season. Who knows?
It actually needs to be appealed, so yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure that if it will get appealed.
Yeah. And a few words from me as an engineer. I know we've had our ups and downs, but at the end, it all works out, at least for Scalzi this season. We will see what we can do next week, but I mean, it should be a formality.
Well, congratulations, boys. We're going to go now to second place. But Skalski, you are Season 6, Tier 2, World Champion. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And I'll see you for the shoey after.
And I'll see you too.
Alright, next up, Vandenberg. Better get his TP up as well. Vandenberg pushing hard all the way until the end, just unable to get it done, sadly. But still another brilliant result for yourself.
Yeah, it was a great race. A bit disappointing in quali, starting P11, but made up a few places in the sprint, and I decided to stay out during the last safety car in the full race, and that paid off.
And you almost side by side with Kizu at one point, just unable to make the move stick there.
Yeah, I was trying to go for it because I saw Rosu behind went past, and he was on soft, so I wanted to go ahead, so I had a car between me and him, but Kisiel broke very late into the corner and I couldn't make it stick.
It was unlucky today, but still solid points again for yourself, showing that next season you may be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, hopefully.
And Connor, we saw you absolutely get mugged off by McWilliams.
Oh, if you mean by mugged off, you mean when he rear-ended me into the pit box and gave me rear wing damage on lap 20 and I got himself a 5-second penalty? Is that when you mean mugged off?
No, the move.
Right. No, he mugged himself off there, didn't he? I forgot.
The move he did to turn on the inside of turn 7. Oh, what a move!
I don't even know.
It's forgotten.
Fair enough.
Senile moment from Connor.
Yeah,
Connor, I think he's referencing when you let him through because you knew he was going to get a penalty.
Oh, right, yeah. Wait, is this in the later stages of the race?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did let him through. Yeah, because he rear-ended me he rear-ended me up into the pits, so I kind of expected him to get another penalty. Plus, he already had the 5 seconds, so. And yeah, it was a hectic race to say the least. Great race from Fantenberg. That's not Fattenberg, by the way, Luke. And yeah, I mean, I got wing damage lap 1. Had to pit. I went into the hards, then the safety car came out, went back onto the mediums, and then basically just played off the strat that I was going to do anyway. So, yeah, just what the rear wing damage was absolutely horrible on those last few laps. My tyres were basically gone, and all the soft runners were trying to come through. I was trying to defend off so that they wouldn't get to Mons, and yeah, it was hectic.
Good to be back on the track for you, or?
Yeah, to be fair. And yeah, 6 months break, and still shitting on Mick Williams.
God damn it. Anyway, Abu Dhabi next for you guys. How are you feeling for Abu Dhabi? The constructors is still up to play for.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think we're happy with we're trying to secure PT now. That's the main thing, I think, as a team principal. But obviously, if it arises, then we'll try and jump at the opportunity. But I don't think Mons is racing, are you?
No, I maybe, but most likely not because I will be away.
So it could be me and the Willy man. So.
Dream team.
So yeah, it could be. But yeah, hopefully Mons can make it because he's probably going to finish ahead of me again. But no, yeah, 16th to what could be possibly for 5th. Who knows?
Well, either way, congratulations on today, and onwards to the final race of the season for you guys. I know Connor's now got some editing work to do.
Great, perfect.
Right. Anything else you guys would like to say though before we go down to Hugendorn in P3?
Yeah, I will congrat Skalski on the championship, but that's it.
Yeah, congrats on the championship, Skalski, and good racing for most of them.
Alright, well thank you very much, boys. And we're going to go down now to Hugendorn. I think I got the right person. Hugendorn,
yes.
P3, podium. How'd you feel?
Great. First of all, I want to congratulate Skalski for winning the championship. He was a monster the whole season. Very consistent, very fast. Yeah, finally a podium. I was like trying so hard past a couple of races.
And it's definitely been showing because your pace has been electrifying recently.
Yeah, I thought the podium was going out of sight, but I hoped. Brazil was probably my last hope, and well, with a bit of luck, it happened.
And I think Hugendorn got some points as well. I mean Van Loon.
Van Zoom.
Whoops. Freudian slip.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Where did you finish again?
P9.
P9. So points for the Alpine team. That's going to be very important coming into the final race with the constructors still on the line. And where can you boys still finish? Let's have a look.
I think we can finish P7. Yeah.
So Hugendorn is still battling for a top 4, probably a top 5 finish in the drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And in the constructors, you are battling AlphaTauri and probably Haas after that race for the constructors.
No, Haas got a P6, I think, so that's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. Red Bull not out of sight either. So there's still chances.
Yeah.
And, oh. What was that, Duck? How are you guys feeling for Abu Dhabi?
I'm quite chilled now because I've reached my goal, getting a podium.
You already had a podium, didn't you?
This season, well, not this season, I think.
Sure you did.
It was close in Mexico, but I had a battle with Kizio last lap. Yeah, but no podiums yet this season, so it was my goal.
Oh no, you won Australia last season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was only me who got a podium this season.
Yeah, and
you was close in Kota as well.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you got like 6 P4, so it was
P4
close many
merchant.
times.
Exactly. P for merchant.
And will we expect to see you possibly making a title charge next season? Is that on the cards for Hugendorn?
I'm not sure. We'll have to see what it's gonna be. I'm still not sure where I'm driving, also. So we'll have to see.
I know what
But
I
yeah.
must do. I do not know if I have the power to do it. Anyway, congratulations though, boys. Abu Dhabi next. Anything you else want to say before we go down to one last person?
No, just that my headset died right before the race, so I did a total of 0 practice laps. So that was a bit interesting, but
It's still the second time for points for you.
Only second time, but
violations.
Good day at the office.
Alright, well, thank you very much, boys, and we'll see you next week.
Yes.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Alright, I've got time for one more, and there's one man with his hand up. McWilliams.
Just give me a minute. Yo.
I believe that was points. Is that points for you there, Oliver?
Yes, it is. Once again. Nice to see. I don't know what Conor Radcliffe was waffling on about earlier. I just guess he can't handle the smoke. He's no need to go after me for that. I was Constantine into him and I lost the front wing. And then I got 5 seconds later on for speeding by like 1 mile an hour, which crushes my soul now that I wasn't expecting to do that well. Get up the P4 on track.
It's still a solid P8 for you, so another 4 points in the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully a bit more next week.
With Abu Dhabi, your final race of the season, how are you feeling going into Abu Dhabi?
Hopefully the PTSD from season 4 doesn't kick in.
What
or season
season 4?
Ule killed me.
Oh.
I got a snap, then Ule just punched me, decked me into the wall. And then season 3 I got beat from the curb on the exit. I'm sorry, I have to make this quick, but I would like to ask for you to invite Ben Cassie up to take my place. But thank you very much. Lovely race, lovely time. Conor Radcliffe is washed and can't handle me. See us.
I better get Cassie up here quickly.
Hello.
Hello.
P6.
P6. Are you sure you're not a tier 2 driver?
I mean, I'm doing better than half the tier 2 drivers, and I finished in points the last 3 races, so maybe.
Maybe. And with tier 3 coming up, you must be feeling confident for that race coming up.
Nah, not at all. Yeah, tier 3's a different story, to be honest. I was lacking race pace and got lucky with the safety car at the end.
It did fall perfectly for your strategy.
Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't brutally murdered as much as I was in the, in the sprint, I think I would have done better, but I would have had an extra set of softs. But they were all used because I had to pit so many times.
So you went for mediums instead.
Yeah, new
But
mediums.
They still had the pace.
I mean, I think maybe P3 possible. From where I was, considering I didn't have to overtake like McWilliams because I was further ahead. So I think P3 was on the table there. If Nick Mangano, I believe it was, or Marco, can always get mixed up.
Race.
Oh, Nick then. Yeah, if he didn't keep binning it, which was nice.
Well, Abu Dhabi. Well, you've got Brazil to do all over again on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll be racing with you, Luke.
No, you're not going to be racing with me. I'll be at the back.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's good.
I've already accepted my fate for this season. I can't be asked to practice anymore.
Yeah, so like lap 26 bin it for me, please, and then.
No.
Hard
I'm still because the only reason there's ever going to be a binning from me is if there's going to be a rage clip included.
Oh yeah, okay. What happened in China, by the way? It's like I saw you last corner.
Best and Masic had a coming together. Best spun and his dead car, or his spun car, killed me. And yeah.
How unlucky.
There's a lot of
made it further than me, so.
I mean, yeah, you didn't even make it into turn 1. I had to avoid your corpse. So,
Yeah.
I think we're both corpses on that main straight, so yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, thank you for joining me today, and
No problem.
we'll see you again on Wednesday.
Yeah, see ya.
But on that note, that is going to be the end of the Tier 2 stream. Join us again on Wednesday, where myself, Cassie, and the Tier 3 boys take on Brazil. We've got a very tight 5-way fight for the title. Will it be Tombstone? Will it be Poothran? Will it be Taubom? Will it be Best? Or will it be Kingma going into the final race? And will any of them drop out of contention for the Drivers' Championship? Tune in on Wednesday. But that's been me, Martin. Goodbye.
Bye.